Barton, president and founder of Wall Builders. He is also the author of Setting the Record Straight, American History in Black and White. C.L. Jackson, senior pastor of Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church, who you have to hear his story in a minute. This guy sacrificed so much. Richard Lee, senior pastor of the First Redeemer Church, and Tom Mullen, senior pastor of the Christ Fellowship Church. I will tell you that we had a rabbi who was going to join us. Unfortunately, his plane is coming in too late. He will be on stage tonight at the Kennedy Center, being joined with some other gentlemen. Real quick, because I want to go to CL on something, but David, give me. You said you had a couple of points historically to show that we are in a period of awakening.
I think it's easy to prove. Now, one thing about awakenings is they span decades. You don't have weekend revivals. We only do that at church. That's not real. That doesn't happen. A great awakening goes from 1735 to 1770. I mean, you get 35 years in there. So one thing that happens is during a revival, during a national awakening, you all of a sudden get interested in your history again. It's like Josiah the temple. They pull out the scroll. They say, "You mean we used to be like that?" And suddenly everybody, that's right, Malachi 3:6, their heart goes back to the previous generations. And lo and behold, you start doing history, and man, look at the ratings on your history shows. They're through the roof. That's where people are. That's a sign. Second sign is if you look at at every revival that's happened scripturally or historically, because it spans decades, it's transgenerational. Now, the cool thing about the great preachers in the First Great Awakening, you had Samuel Davies, the greatest orator in American history, greatest pulpit preacher. You got Jonathan Edwards, you got George Whitefield, you got Gilbert Tennant, you got a bunch of these guys, you got Samuel Cooper. They're all great preachers. What's really cool is there was a young kid that always ran around with this Samuel Davies guy, this Davies' greatest orator. The kid who ran around with him was a little guy named Patrick Henry. And there was a kid running around with the Reverend Dr. Samuel Cooper named John Adams. And there was a kid running around with the Reverend Gilbert Tennant named Benjamin Rush. And you know, you look at all these guys, they produced a generation that changed the whole scope. Now, I look at where we are today, and just on polling, from a pro-life position, 51% of America supports life. Yeah, but you know what? Among the next generation, 72% of them support life. Now, where did they get more pro-life than anybody that teaches them? That's a revival. That's a restoration. There's something coming.
So you said a minute ago, you said you can't you can't restore until you rescue. What do you mean?
Sure. I told you the other morning when you and I was talking, and I called you Jehoshaphat.
I just heard the fat part, and I thought that was like, what is that? Pastor, that's not right.
This is true. Jehoshaphat became a weakling, and that's where God showed you your weakling through your experience. His son married Jezebel's daughter. So it gave him a tie now with Ahab and with some of the other nation. Now, Israel or Judah in his day was free from that. But he mixed himself up with them because he became political minded, a politician. He went back into darkness.
No, not a politician. Who saw that one coming?
But in doing this, they in turn turned on him because darkness can't push light. Pastor would tell you light pushed darkness. They came to take him out. Judah, this small little country, they don't cut loose from Israel. Jehoshaphat knew this, but couldn't do nothing about it because of his weaknesses. So what he does, I don't have much time.
No, you have. You're good.
But what he did, set himself before God. You know, we talked about word. The word said he set. Then the next word, he sought, but to seek God's face. Then he proclaimed to the audience. That's what you're doing. Now, when you say proclaim, it's a compound word. Pro means to call. Am I right, theologian? And to cry. And that's Israel. At the Wailing Wall, I explained that to you.
I got the crying
down. The
Donor
Rock.
Yeah, you got the crying down. The fat and the crying. I'm in.
But listen, and then I'm gonna stop.
All right.
That's pro. Call, cry. But claim, C-L-A-I-M, claim means to become, now when I said that, my mind started trying to flip. Satan don't want me to say that, but it means to be brought back, to be rescued. That's what the word she was using. Claim me together. That's what the word I'm looking for. And when people are gathered, when you're saying that, when you were talking about all the pastors come in, and I told you, even if we didn't put on a black robe, the Holy Spirit brings us to what? Gather.
Can we stand? I'm a Mormon. You know, David, you're getting a lot of heat because how dare you stand with a Mormon? Can we stand pastors, rabbis, clerics, Muslims, Mormons? Can we stand together? Can we find the principles big enough?
Sure. You know why? And that's why God shows us in the first chapter, first few verses, nobody pushed darkness back but Him. That's the Spirit, the Holy Spirit.